Welcome, welcome, people. Sorry for the inconvenience. Things come up. I'm glad everybody doing all right. Hold on, family. Good, everybody doing all right? Trying to work with these technical difficulties. Hold on, family. Hold on. Let me get this. I'm coming, fam. Just working things out. Bear with us. Bear with us. Good evening, brothers and sisters. Good evening. I'm trying to work on some technical difficulties. Going for the show and trying to get She Stay Sleep on here. It's the Underrated Sports Show, brother. Together. We're gonna read about the first black coach, Frederick Douglass Fritz Pollard. All right, so while reading, I'm trying to get the brother she stay asleep. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. And I would I would get to it in a few shakes. It's the name is Frederick Douglass Fritz Pollard, first black African American coach. Again, Frederick Douglass Fritz Pollard. Um, she's born January 27th, 1894. Passed away May 11th, 1986. Was the first African American head coach in the National Football League. Pollard, along with Bobby Marshall, was the first two African American players in NFL in 1920. Football pioneer Walter Camp ranked Pollard one of the greatest runners in eyes has ever seen. He attended Albert Grandis Lane Manual Training High School, also known as Lane Tech, where he played football, baseball, ran track. Pollard attended Brown University, majored in chemistry. Pollard played halfback on the Brown football team, which went to the 1916 Rose Bowl. He was the first black football player at Brown. He became the first black runner back to be named to Watercamp's All-American team. He later played pro football with the Akron Pros. The team would lead to the NFL parentheses APFA championship in 1920. In 1921, he became the co-head coach of the Akron Pros. That's where LeBron James was born and raised at. That's in Ohio. Still remaining his roster position as running back. He also played for the Milwaukee Badgers, Hammond Pros, Gilberton, Camot, Union Club of Phoenixville, and Providence Steamrollers. Some sources indicate that Pollard also served as a co-host of the Milwaukee Badgers with Bud Garrett for part of the 1922 season. He also coached as Gilberton, Camot, a non-NFL team in 1923 and 1924. He served as head coach for the Hammond Pros. Hold on, fam. Pollard, along with all 9 of the black players in the NFL at all the time, was removed from the league at the end of the 1926 season, never to return again. He spent some time organizing all black barnstorming teams, including Chicago Blackhawks in 1928 and the Harlem Brown Bombers in the 1930s. And I believe Chicago Blackhawks were the NHL team. That's NHL. That's the hockey league. I guess they got that name from them. Pollard coached Lincoln University. That's in Pennsylvania. Football team during the 1918 to 1920 seasons, and served athletic director of the school World War I era Student Army Training Corps. During 1918 to 1919, he led the team to a victorious season, defeating Howard University Benson's 13-0 in the annual Thanksgiving Classic, well as Hampton 7-0 on November 9, 1918, as teams of military recruits at Camp Dis 19-0 on November 2nd, 1918, and Camp Alton 41-0. Impressive. By the fall of 1920, he had begun to play for Akron, missing key Lincoln losses to Hampton 0-14 and Howard 0-42. Wow. Much of his consternation of the alumni and administration. Paul Robeson was enlisted by Lincoln alumni to coach the Thanksgiving 1920 game against Howard. Pollard later criticized Lincoln administration later that had hampered his ability to coach and has refused to provide equity travel accommodations for the team. Prior to the Hampton game, the team was compelled to go to Hampton by boat, sleeping on the decks and under portholes. He told a reporter, no cabins were provided or none was given a place to sleep after reach Hampton. They lost the game through lack of rest. He also blamed school for not providing proper equipment. I myself bought and paid a $200 out of my pocket for football shoes for the team. He missed the 1920 Howard game, he said, because his Lincoln side was so low that he compared to argue it with pay from Akron. In 1930, Pollard found his own professional football team, the Brown Bombers. The Depression ended the Brown Bombers' run in 1938, and Pollard went on to other ventures, including a talent agency, tax consultant, and field and music production. He produced Rock and the Blues in 1956, which he includes such performers as Connie Carroll, the Harpatones, Five Mill Sisters, Pearl Woods, Linda Hopkins, Elise Roberts, the Hurricanes, and the Wanderers. Pollard also published the first black-owned newspaper in New York City, the New York Independent News, from 1935 to 1942. We go back. Lane Technical High School Preparation High School, 4-year select, enrolled Magnet High School located in Roscoe. Village neighborhood in Northside Chicago, United States, is the part of Chicago Public School District. Lane is one of the oldest schools in the city, had enrollment over 4,000 students, making the largest high school in Chicago. Lane was selected enrollment-based school in which students must take a test and pass certain benchmarks in order to offend admission. Lane was one of 11 selected enrollment schools in Chicago. It has a diverse school of many students has come in different ethnic and economic backgrounds to celebrate the school diverse. Lane hosts a dozen of ethnic clubs, which helps students learn more about other cultures as well as prepare for the International Day festivities. Lane newspaper is called The Warrior, and the annual yearbook is called Arrowhead. In 2011, Lane Tech opened up an academic center for 7th and 8th grade students. The academic center was a accelerated program. It followed select enrollment policies. In 2018, Lane was rated 3rd high school in Illinois. Wow. So he came from a good school. Came from a good school. And honor and legacy. In 1981, Brown University conferred honorary doctorate of laws degree. Pollard recognizes achievements as legal leader. In 2005, Fritz Pollard was posthumously inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. In 2015, Pollard was posthumously inducted to the Rose Bowl Hall of Fame. One of the few blacks had done it too. Ain't that many blacks have been voted in Rose Bowl Hall of Fame too. Pollard appeared as a free agent in the Madden NFL 09 and Madden NFL 10, and also part of the game's Hall of Fame features. Pollard's son, Fritz Pollard Jr., won bronze medal for 110 hurdles in the 1936 Summer Olympic Games in Berlin. That's the same games as Jesse Owens and Eric Metcalf plays in. The Fritz Pollard Award Group promote minority hiring throughout the NFL is named for Pollard. Brown University and the Black Coach Administration co-sponsored the annual Fritz Pollard, which presents college or professional coach by chosen by the BCA Coach of the Year. So it goes to show that he pays the way, family. First black coach, was not mentioned, was an excellent player. And then plus coach, lately discriminated. And he was a great man. See what happened. I'm trying to get she stay sleeping. I did see the link. Watch out for it. I seen the link, bro. Oh, there he is. Okay. There you is. Okay. Finally got you on. Yeah, so about this man, he was he was ahead of his time. And I'm gonna read out there as a player, Akron Pros, 1920 through 1921. Like I said, that's the same town LeBron James, the great LeBron James, born and raised, Akron Pros, 1920-21. And now the NFL, I want to say this is very important. The NFL did not mention all of this back in the days. But see, I remember the late great Frederick Douglass, Fritz Pollard, because I did a book report about him, and there was a lot of people did not notice that was we had pro teams back then too, but the NFL trying to keep it on the hush, and then it was not really mentioned, and then we got to talk about the economics part too. That is very, very important. All right, so I need to throw that in. Also, he played Union Club of Phoenixville 1920, Milwaukee Badgers. Now, why would Milwaukee Badgers sound the same? Because that is a college team there, University of Milwaukee, and they name is the Badgers. Now, I believe that was a pro team that was not mentioned. Okay, Gilberton, Camermont, 1923-24, Hammer Pros, 1923 to 1925, Akron Indians, changed the name, 1925, Providence Steamrollers, 1925, Akron Indians, 1926, Chicago Blackhawks, 1920, as a coach, Lincoln in Pennsylvania, 1918 through 1920, Akron Pros, 1921, Hammond Pros, 1925, Chicago Blackhawks, 1920, 1928, Career High in Awards, APFA Champion, 1923, First Team All Pro, 1920, Consensus All American, 1916. So here's this guy. Here this the late great one, he did it as a player. Also, he did it as a coach. And then he coached to an NFL championship. And then he was voted Hall of Fame in 2005. And a lot of people, especially African-American players in the NFL, don't know about him. Even I could say even some coaches don't even know about him. First black coach. So at you, stop. Finally got she stay sleep. How you feel, my brother?
Peace, everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. You know, I'm all right, bro. I'm just, I ain't feeling too well, but I'm good.
Okay.
What I want to say about this is another classic example of us setting precedents in these institutions, in these corporations that we think was just always ran and controlled and ruled by other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, like Brother Rob always say, man, we really need to know our history. History is always important. And even you say that, man, it's always important that we know our history, we know where we come from.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we know we come from greatness, we will try our best to imitate greatness or to become great. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I think a lot of times they try to lessen our people for being the first to do a lot of this stuff because they know how powerful um imagery is, almost like what we was talking about last night. If a lot of these black players, or if the average black kid growing up in a city who wanted to be a football player or even wanted to be a coach, understood that who the first black coach was and how prominent he was, it will give him a different sense of pride and a sense of outlook on what he's trying to do. It'll make him almost feel more empowered to get it done. And that's why I think a lot of black players never heard of this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think they kind of suppress our people because of that, because they don't want us to understand how great we are.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want us to understand how prominent and how much things we've done in society, that we've contributed to this society.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're pretty much the best in everything. But they
Mm-hmm.
don't want us to know that. They don't want our children to know that. They don't want our grandchildren to know that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't want us to know that because, like I said, when you understand where you come from, that gives you a different outlook on life. You know, with
Mm-hmm.
these other groups of people, they're proud of who they are because their history is constantly being told to them in a way where they should be proud.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a lot of these, children running around. They happy to be rednecks
Mm-hmm.
because the history of being rednecks and the way it was told to them gives them a sense of pride.
Mm-hmm.
We need to start doing that and keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
We need to dig back in history, like I always say. That's why I decided to do a Black History Month series every year,
Mm-hmm.
because we need to look at those people who were great that are not talked about.
Yep.
There's a lot of Black history that's suppressed from us that we don't know about. And I think if we stop just feeding our children the commercialized Black leaders, they will really understand how there were a lot more people fighting for us. It
Yeah.
wasn't just Martin, it wasn't just Malcolm, it wasn't just Garvey, you
Mm-hmm.
know, it wasn't just them, it wasn't just about Black people being revolutionary, but
Right.
we had Black Wall Street, we had Black accountants,
Yep.
we had we had some of the best Black physicians.
Yep.
When we talking about Matulu Shakur, they just look at him as, being they try to paint him as being this rebellious type of Black man who was part of this group that wanted to rebel against the government, but they never sit back and talk about this man was an acupuncturist.
Right.
He knew about health. He understood science. They
Mm-hmm.
don't talk about those guys. They don't talk about your Granville T. Woods, the Black Con Edison. He was Edison before Con Edison came around.
Yep.
He was the first person. The first person to ever run a train on a train track was a Black man. The
Yep.
person who invented the refrigerator was a Black man.
Uh-huh.
Like we don't tell that part because that part is not taught to our children in school.
Yeah.
So it's important that this is why I love when you do these types of shows, even though it has something to do with sports. It's important because a lot of our children are athletic. They want to go into sports. Even if they don't go into it as a career, at some point they play sports in their life. So they need to know that hidden history that they try to hide from us. Like they don't talk about this guy. I never heard of this guy.
Mm-hmm.
First Black coach. And look how much he accomplished and the times he accomplished it in. He dealt with hella racism and prejudice. He probably was called the nigger everywhere he went,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you know? So for him to be going through all of that oppression and still was able to, accomplish what he accomplished shows, what we come from.
Right.
So this is very important, man. So I'm happy you shared this, bro. I love when you do these types of shows because it should empower us.
Yeah.
It should show us that, listen, man, no matter what we going through now, we should be able to overcome and still be able to set some type of precedence for the next generations. We not doing this for us.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we do now may not be remembered in the next 20 years.
Yes.
Some of these conversations we having, man, probably won't, We don't know who's recording this stuff. We don't understand how the information is passed on a lot. Because I could remember at one time when I first got into this whole conscious community nonsense, they were putting things on CDs like audio, and you hear these brothers speaking, and I'm like, damn, where they get this shit from? So imagine if 20 years from now they selling audio, audio files of our conversations, or certain people who spoke on YouTube. Like, just imagine if somebody was to do that.
Yeah.
20 years from now, 30 years from now, where some of us might not be alive anymore.
Yep.
And our children pick up something, or they could go buy this file from Tidal or one of these streaming platforms and could hear, like, oh shit, that's my dad. Oh shit, my dad knew him. Oh, my mother knew her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be thinking like that. So we never know, man, what type of impact we could really make.
Yeah.
But we also, we gotta understand that it can't just stay with the conversation. We gotta push on and make sure some things get done on the ground. But it starts here.
Yeah.
Because they don't want us to do this. They don't want us to speak. Because with a bunch of black people sitting around with a couple drinks and they get to talking, shit get to happening. They know that. So this is why, they want us to be at each other on YouTube and all that extra shit. But like I said, man, I love when you bring this type of information, because it's important that we understand where we come from. So shout out to everybody, man. Thanks for supporting the show, man. There's always love and respect to y'all.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say a little story. And then we might do a special sports show towards the end of the week. I don't know yet, but I'm gonna say the story how I learned about him, because it was Tony Brown Journal. Now, anybody learn know about Tony Brown Journal, do you know what I'm talking about? I heard they said they had a clip about him, and I was like, really like thinking about doing Dr. Neely Fuller, and I found and I heard of him. I really did, but I didn't heard of him. Then I started learning, and I said, "Whoa, let me check this out." And it was so intriguing me, brother, and the people in there. And I said, "Why?" And I didn't said I knew why the NFL did, but then I would see he was all pro, and then I said, "Wow, he's all pro." Now back then, a lot of people thought that the NFL started like in the 30s and mid 30s and going to the 40s. That is not true. It goes to show that it was a pro league back then. So technically, if I'm right, it probably started from like 1920, but there wasn't really that many teams in it. And so he had to make his own team. And then plus he didn't really get a chance to really coach he really want to. So it makes me think about this, that for me, he might draw up some plays that these other coaches back in the 30s and 40s have stolen. Who knows? He coached a team to a championship in pros. I read about it that when he wasn't playing, they was 0-30 now, 0-41. When he played 41 and zip and all that. And some of them he coached those too. So we got to put some respect on his name. Now I'm gonna get these announcements out. I'm not gonna read the chat tonight because and then she stays asleep. You gonna say support my channel, The Underrated Darkness. Also support my brother's channel. She stays asleep. Okay. hit the bell when I cover a powerful live stream or video. Let's get them likes and the views up when I did in the past. Let's get them likes and the views up. You want to know more about me? Oh yeah, Poetic Cows, if you can, my queen, could you post the live that I did last night to the chat, please? Could you post that for me, please? Thank you very much. Before I end that very much appreciated. I want y'all to take out the links and also some of what she stay sleep did too. But also if y'all want to know more about me, I post my food on there from last night. Is on my Facebook group, Jerry Thomas, yours truly. Also, my Facebook page. Now my Facebook group is JT Thinking for Ourselves. Definitely on there. Also on Twitter, all in caps. Also JT Thinking for Ourselves. I'm sorry, that's in caps. Also Twitter, that's in caps at JT Blackman44. Lower caps. That's my Instagram account. Same name as Underrated Darkness, but lower caps. All right. Also I do music. Also, I do boxing, and I always have a fellowship live every Sunday. I don't know what I can't tell you what time, but it's towards like early evening, and we have good old bull. We have excellent conversation, all about building. It was an excellent build last night. She say sleep had did some talk. Hey, he started series about car rants and all that. Okay, no problem. Okay, and she stays asleep. Tell you about your channel, please. What you did.
No doubt, no doubt. Y'all could check out my channel, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I started a series called Car Rants. I'm just sitting in my car parked up, and just I've ran about certain topics. Y'all could check that out. I think I'm at episode 15, if I'm not sure. So y'all could go check that out. That's on my channel, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. That's Sheep Stay Sleep TV, all one word. Y'all could check that out. Also, I I did a few live streams. Y'all see it up there, but if y'all can just check it out, show some love, leave me some feedback. I love the feedback. I love to converse with y'all. So y'all go over there and check that out, and it'll be very much appreciated. Anybody also who I know I talked about my Sheep Stay Sleep TV merch. I'm revamping my page right now. So the link that I had in one of my live stream descriptions, if you click it and you wonder why it's not there anymore, it's because I removed it. So don't worry about it. That's coming back at y'all in full effect, the Sheep Stay Sleep TV merch. Um, I appreciate all the love and the support, man. So y'all go over there, and if y'all like the content, just support me. Hit that big red button and hit the bell next to it. So I appreciate y'all.
Okay, last remarks, please, before I close it out, Sheep.
Well, I just gotta say thanks again for everybody for tuning in. We'll definitely do another show later on this week where we will interact with y'all. We'll let the people on the panel. We'll let people come up on the panel, and we'll chop it up. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. Definitely, if y'all can go to do a little research on this guy, and check out the things that he's done. It's up there. You know, um, like I said, this story was very important, and I think we should continue to do shows like this where we go into history of certain sports. So I appreciate all y'all once again. If y'all haven't yet, hit the like button and support my brother. and y'all support each other in the chat. Show love. It's a lot of content creators in the chat. Y'all go over there and y'all support them too. So I appreciate y'all. Peace.
Peace. All right, hold on, see Stacy, and also, Poetic Kells, thank you so much, Queen. She posts, she stay sleep, channel, so definitely check it out. She also posts mine. Also, she posts the link of the link. She posts the link of the fellowship live that we did yesterday. She was part of that. She stay sleep was part of that. Huey, my brother Huey was part of it. McGregor Boxer was part of it. Kurt was part of it. Sonny Box Talk was part of it too. So we, like I said, we're gonna do a special sports show. It's gonna be towards the end of the week. Like She Stay Sleep said. And matter of fact, we're gonna talk about him too. We're gonna talk about we're gonna dig up some more people in the past. All right. So on that note, I want to thank y'all so much. Stay tuned. What She Stay Sleep is gonna be doing. He gonna drop another car rant, and plus he gonna drop another. Also, he gonna drop a hot live one. Want you to watch out for that. Also, I'll be coming back to do something. I don't think it ain't gonna be tonight because I'm tired. But I might do something tomorrow. Might be about music. All right, so check that out. And like She Stay Sleep say that that it's gonna be a special one. And like he said, we're gonna have panel discussion on the one. So I urge y'all to be ready, cause it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. This one, it's gonna be lit. Then really said, the truth nearby. He says, sleep in darkness. I have an idea. Want y'all to do a live with the first ever Black Republicans. We already talked about Black Republicans. You know what I'm saying? She stay sleep.
Yeah.
We talk about Black Republicans, all right. But it's all right. James J. All right, thanks a lot. And like I say, sorry for the inconvenience, but things have to be taken care of. And they put this in. God damn it! What's up? It's not working. Okay. But be good, family. Wherever you travel safe. Please travel safe. A lot of things has happened. That I might be going to it. Maybe on probably go into it. Maybe I probably do a video tomorrow. It really depends. So maybe watch out for that. All right. So on that note, family, thanks again for your patience. I see. Thank you so much for your constant support. And on that note, have a good night, Ghost.